game. When I finish, I won't go back to that game. Finished it.
To which game? To
Assassin's Creed, whatever one with they're in Greek. I forgot what that one
oh yeah,
was.
Odyssey. Odyssey. Yes. Odyssey. Speaking of Odyssey, we're here. The Odyssey of going through the internet and the interwebs is it's definitely an odyssey. It is something it is something to behold. Um but anyway, guys, thank you for coming on and stopping through. I'm sorry, I apologize for the issues and the problems that was going on. Man, it is what it is. Still getting a little bit of some feedback. I see a couple of things still popping up, so hopefully I can go ahead and make some corrections, get that taken care of. Other than that, let's go ahead and just get this started, man. Wow. Want to talk about the Halo Infinite technical preview and what our thoughts was. I got my boy the Don with me. We've been doing stuff all day, seems like. So what's up, Don? What's happening?
I'm in Halo all day, every day, right? That's
All
pretty
day,
much.
every day.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think my position hasn't changed. I don't think your position hasn't changed. So we're going to see what happens when a movable object meets a KMEGA and see where that goes.
I know. Let's see. And I forgot to change my little overlay, but you know what? Hey, that's a good preview for GRG. Let's go.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine. It's
yeah,
part
yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
GRG family. Don't
yeah,
worry
yeah,
about it.
yeah. Don's part of the GRG family, but regardless, it's all good. No, it's not the GRG podcast, but we're going to be talking about this Halo situation. You know, we are Halo nuts. We love Halo. We love particular Halo more than others, but it is oh snap! Look at Pred. Listen, wrong podcast, brother. Wrong podcast. Anyway, Pie Zone. You say welcome to the Pie Zone. Anyway, so let's go ahead
Oh,
and yeah.
man, Pred.
Oh man!
Some
All
people
right.
some people should not be allowed on the internet.
Oh man,
I'm looking right at you, Pred.
Fred
That's
is
what I'm
one of
saying.
them. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. But anyway, all right, man. Let's talk about this Halo Infinite technical preview. Listen, okay. So right off the bat, the first thing that we've noticed was the gameplay, and so like I can say here that I was hoping for this to happen, and it looked like it has. I was saying, look, if 343 was smart, what they would do is implement the best of all of Halos into one. So of course you take from however people feel about Halo 5, take away, I mean, not take away any, you take away the power abilities, which I know that me and you don't like, but take away those power abilities, but keep the clamoring, keep the running, the slide, and the fast-paced movement.
I think the only thing they kept from 5 was clamor and slide.
The running, the speed and the running is Halo 5-ish for sure. And then the
No,
way that
that's Halo 4-ish, I would say.
you think so, Halo wasn't
hmm
that fast though.
It was when you have the run ability, it's actually a little quicker than 5 on the run.
Okay, all right, okay. So
I mean, it's not like a ton or anything like that.
right. Well, I'm still gonna say Halo 5. I don't care what you say. Just for the mere fact because I like to rub it in the face. The people who were over here asking for the game to just power walk in 2021. Come on, guys.
Hate
What
to
are
say
y'all?
this, there's more Halo games that has had running in it. Well, running's been in Halo longer than walking, so
Yeah, Reach, 4. You also had running in. Did you have running in 3? Did you? Yeah, you had to run the option to
started with
run, right?
Reach.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
started with
yeah.
Reach. So Reach was after
Uh,
3. That's when it started.
yeah, and Game Down Sights is in here, and he says, Don, he told you, Don, that there
You
was
told
going to
me
be
what?
slide. He said there was
Yeah,
going to
I
be
know
the
there's
slide.
slide. Yeah, I
So
knew there's some slide.
yeah. Well, listen, this is the thing. I'm going to put Don on blast. He's going to deny it, but I was there, so you can trust. Okay, yeah. I'm going to get you with it. I'm with it. So we was watching it, and
Huh?
I was expecting him to say, I'm not, but he says, this looks kind of fun. And he caught it. He lost it. He lost himself. See,
No, no, no,
yeah.
no,
He lost
no,
himself.
no,
He
no,
said,
no,
ladies and
no.
gentlemen, he said, oh, this looks fun. And I said, what did you say? Oh, nothing. So
That is not how that went down.
that's exactly how it went down. Okay, well, tell the
No.
people what you said.
No, it just looks like a
Uh-huh.
just like I don't remember this ever happening.
Oh man, what's going on,
um,
Henosis? He said, "I
uh,
finished Cyberpunk." He says, "Very underappreciated. Absolutely, it's
hey,
fantastic."
Hypnosis, tell me how Cyberpunk is running right now because it's been on my to-do list, but I've been waiting until it's been all patched up. So,
Streams acting a fool. They said the stream stopped, but okay. So,
oh boy, here we go.
here we go.
Here we go
We was
again.
in a good spot. We was in a good spot. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, no, no. It's not your crappy internet. It's my internet. It's something going on. Well, this is what's happening. Okay, so um, basically, my wife is now in there downloading.
Up and going now. Just refresh.
Okay, yeah. I just refreshed it. Okay, so she's downloading Flight Simulator, and for everybody who's been listening to me, I said my wife has been really hyped for it. So she did it, but she was doing it through the Wi-Fi, and so so now and then also we cut the cord, we got rid of cable, and so now and then when I went to the bedroom, I looked and that TV was on, the front room television is on, the television in my room was on, and that's all, and we're all streaming on top of everything else. So like the internet's like, okay, now shit, I know you got unlimited, but now you tripping because especially you getting this big ass game downloaded. You got all these TVs on. You got, you know what I'm saying, plus on top of yours, and now you're gonna stream. Listen, I can give you so much. I know you paid for the unlimited, but don't play like that. So that's where we having the issues. I was thinking that ever since everything was going well, that I was going to be able to kind of sneak through because I turned the television off in the bedroom, and then I turned the television off on here in my, well, the television's on in my room, but it's not streaming. So I think that's what the problem is altogether. But we'll try to go through it as best as we can. Sorry about that. If I could try to do some cut, bait, and switch, I'll definitely do that. Hold on, let's see if I could do this. Let's see if this helps me out. And then if that helps me out, then I think we'd be in really good shape. But anyway, all right. So let's keep going. So all right, first off, let's talk about the bad. For what if anything that you seen that was bad or had or caught your that caught your attention that you didn't like too much, Don. Why don't you just go ahead and start first and let me know
I
anything
just
what you
don't feel
saw.
like the gameplay has the same depth as five.
Mm-hmm.
The things that you can string together in five and it still be balanced, right? Like that's what really impressed me by five. On this, I feel like my shoes are just going to be tied together a little bit. Does that make sense? Just without that boost, to just reaching certain ledges or approaching certain encounters differently. All that stuff is completely taken off the table.
Mm-hmm.
Um, ground pound, from what we can tell, it's not in it.
No.
And to be honest with you, I don't even know why they would remove it. It really, how often do you ever get a kill from that? So the people that complained about it, like, really, how often did that happen to you? You would see it like once every 40 matches. So I just don't think that's something they should have had to take out. But yeah, I mean that's really kind of about it. I mean, I look at it and it's like it's not providing me anything new. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's providing me more of
Well, now when
what
you
I've
say
done
that, you're
before.
talking about for the gameplay aspect, right?
Gameplay aspect, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all stuff I've done before, right? In Halo, with a little bit less maneuverability from five. It reminds me a lot of four, to be honest with you. That's
Okay.
what it really reminds me of. Like they took Reach and four and they sandwiched them together. That's the impression I get from what they're showing there.
Okay.
But I think we were talking about. I mean, what you're going to be getting, which is basically you're playing against bots. That's what's happening this weekend. So if you're lucky enough to get into the technical preview, that's what you're going to be playing. You're going to be playing against bots with friends.
Yeah, and then also they said Sunday there will be the potential of playing against human players.
They haven't
That
they haven't finalized that idea yet.
well,
So
they said that, but that was their ultimate goal to try to get to that point. And then if that does happen Sunday, then what will happen is that like it might be a little weird because it might be 3 against 4, but then just give it a couple of seconds, and then it'll or a minute or so, and then it'll eventually kick in somebody that so it could be an even 4v4, but it's not.
Yeah.
But it and they also said as well, this is still in the beta version. This isn't the
This is
final
also the
product.
smallest one they're gonna do.
Right, right, right.
So
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 yeah.
if you guys didn't get in, that I guess that would be classified as a bad thing. People are really looking forward to get their hands on it.
Hmm.
There's a good chunk of them that may not get a chance. So I'm as of right now, I know bot as of right now, both of us are kind of like, maybe we'll be there, maybe we won't. That's the only way we can really describe the situation at hand. And I don't want to obviously, try a river or anything like that. If I get in, cool. If I don't, it's fine. It doesn't hurt my feelings either way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean that's one of the bad things. What else is there?
I mean, for me, it was I don't. I mean, like for anything that I didn't like, the only thing that I could say that was any if a disappointment, even at that, but I knew that that was going to happen, so it really wasn't a disappointment. I just knew, I just wish and hope that the power abilities will come back. That's what I'm looking forward to. I
If
and
they
we'll talk about
do,
that.
I
Yeah.
bet you it's going to be watered down.
It could be. It could
Yeah,
be.
like
You know what I'm saying?
imagine if they added like a boost back in, right?
Yeah.
Well, is it going to have a much longer cooldown? I can see it doing that. Did they
Hmm.
design the map specifically for that? No, they'll probably have to do different maps specifically for that,
Right.
ability. So,
Right.
I just don't see that one coming back. It does look like there's a little bit of there's areas where it looks like you dart a little bit to the side, almost kind of like a juke is the best way to describe it versus kind of a burst. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So if it has that, at least that's a good thing because part of me too is it's not just me having the abilities. I like it when my opponent has those abilities, and so when I'm going against somebody, right? I want them to have a bag where they can send me some surprises. Does that make sense? And catch me off guard, and then I have to still flip the tables on them. And so that's the type of stuff that I really like about the Halo gameplay that really kind of keys me into it. But we'll see what's going on there. Did you see the option for dropping weapons?
No, I did not see that part where they was dropping the weapons.
They didn't show it in the gameplay, but they went over it on the PC features where you can set keys and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, that's the part.
Obviously, it's ability
Yeah.
that you'll have on the console too as well.
Okay.
But like, let's say I grabbed the sniper and I beat someone to sniper, but I suck with sniper. I really do. I'll openly admit, like I'm awful with sniper.
Hmm.
But I have somebody on my team that's really, really good at it. Boom, drop it at their feet, grab another
Oh,
gun.
excellent, excellent,
So
excellent,
stuff
excellent.
stuff like that. So you can really control the map differently in those
Hmm.
sort of ways. So to say somebody's really good at traversing the map, that's something that say I do pretty good at least as far as my bag of skills that I have in Halo. So traversing the map and kind of finding the non-traditional but the quicker ways to kind of beeline it there. Boom, I can beat someone to the punch, get the weapon, and then drop it off at someone else's feet that say it's better at it. Let's say like I had a kneeler, for example, right?
Hmm.
And I know how much KMEGA likes the kneeler, but
The Primatine Mist, as I call
but
it, love it.
but me
Yes.
but me and KMEGA can have a slight little conversation. It's like, oh, I have this gun. Oh, I'm way better with that. He's way better with the kneeler. As we cross paths, we just drop weapons, pick them up, and we just keep on moving.
Oh,
Right?
nice.
Like stuff like that. That's a I think it adds I don't think it adds a layer to the encounters, but it adds a layer to the match. Does that
Hmm.
make sense overall? In regards to that, so I thought that stuff was kind of cool. The did you see that they're giving you space box to start off with
Yeah, I
in the
did
demo?
that part. I
Yeah,
did see. Yeah.
yeah. So they have that. So for clarification, for everyone that's like looking into like if they lucky enough to get in, it's not real money. It's space bucks. Feel free to spend it. They want you to spend it. They want you to try to get all the unlocks. They want you to be able to kind of test those systems for that. So feel free to go ahead and do that. What else is there? They said it's going to be a little rough. They just straight up told you guys, hey, it's going to be rough. And what else did they kind of cover?
They covered. I like they was going over the for trying out the weapons, and but before I do that, let me get to Hinosis. He said, "Great chat, work. Happy to be here, man. Thank you, Hinosis, man. Really do appreciate it. No doubt, and everybody else who's in here, Game Down Sites, Mizzle, Tizzle, Tizzy, and then saying our boy Rangy for Pred, the whole bunch of y'all. Thank you so much. And listen, man, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Some of you guys don't like the power moves, but I it was just an added strategy
What do
that I
you mean
love the
by power
most.
moves?
Well, I'm talking about the
Football
the the
tackle,
charge,
the
yeah, the power
you
charge, and like the swaying to the left and the right with the booster and the ground pound. Those are what I call the power abilities.
okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. Yeah, I I'm just trying to think for me anything that I felt that was that had me thinking like, you know what, I can't because I came in with the expectation of what they were going to do, and they were, and that's and they did it, and so I'm pleased for the fact that they didn't listen to the old school Halo 1 through 3. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy, I'm ecstatic because I was like, if you come in with this game and you make it play like Halo Master Chief Collection, it will do well. I mean, but it will not
I'll find
gravitate
an
to most
audience.
gamers. Yeah, it
It'll
won't it
find an
won't
audience, but
gravitate.
it'd be an audience
Yeah,
that's dying. Um,
right.
say the
There's
least,
no
because
other
people.
shooters out there that just power walk. Everybody runs now. I mean, you look at like Overwatch and things like that. That's kind of the game has a different type
Or
of speed
or they
to it.
game
But
down sites, like, that was another thing that
mhm,
was very controversial,
right,
like,
right.
anything that's outside of the Halo 3 move list is considered controversial amongst
Hmm, hmm.
I say a certain segment of Halo players that are out there, in regards to that, so, yeah, I just don't feel like it has that same amount of layers, but, they obviously, they're gonna be doing it with, equipment.
Yeah,
So we'll see how that goes. They want to kind of leverage that as fighting for areas in the map. And that is something that's very Halo, and it can bring some more of that traditional feel that people really, really like from Halo. So we'll see if that really draws people in or not, because that's why Halo 4 got hated on so much, was because of loadouts. Does that make
right.
sense?
The way that it dropped, yeah, the
Yeah,
drop down
and so you
like
never fought for
God.
weapons on the map. You never did any of these other activities that drives like how people engage on the map on Halo.
Hmm.
So I can see that sort of controversy from that group of guys. Assassinations are not going to be there at launch.
No,
They said not only the demo, but it's not going to be there at launch. They like assassinations. They want to bring assassinations.
but they're
Um,
gonna do it like Gears.
Well, yeah, there's that too, but part of the issue that they said, so most pro players turn off assassinations. Most
Right,
people are competitive, they turn off assassinations. And the reason why people disable it because the animation time takes a little too long.
right.
It's what it boils down to. So you're left vulnerable a little bit. And so they want to figure out a way to do assassinations without hindering gameplay, is what they said. In regards to that. So we'll see how they're able to pull that off. I mean, to be honest with you, I never really felt that was too much of a hindrance when I got an assassination. Does that make sense?
No,
So
yeah, I enjoyed it, but of
yeah.
course, if there's somebody waiting for you, they're gonna kill you instantly. But I do understand what they were saying when they said that because if you're in the flow, you got a kill streak, you just get this guy or this girl, and you just got them in that position. You assassinating, and then all of a sudden your kill streak is over because of the fact that the animation took too long. I can see the frustration in that, but again, if they, yeah, I am interested in seeing what they can do with that too.
They want to keep it, but they want to iron it out in
They
a
want to
way
iron it
that's
out, and I
yeah.
guarantee you that again, the pro players will cut it off again because it still won't be up to their standard.
Well, even if it's up to standard or not, if it cuts to third person,
Hmm.
I think kind of the third person cutting back to the first person can be a little disorientating. Does that make
Hmm.
sense?
Hmm.
And I think that because of that,
Sub handy.
they'll feel like they don't have an advantage. You know what I mean? So
Right, right, and I get it. I understand that, and that's a smart move. I know that I was looking in the chat. There were people that kept asking for assassinations, and again, I was over here saying that they were going to do the Gears thing. They're going to put it into a paywall, and I think that they'll also have some free ones as well. But
well,
they
yeah,
want to make sure that
they'll
they'll have it
toss
right.
you
Yeah,
they'll
yeah,
toss
but they're
you
going
like
to toss you
10 or
some extra.
whatever. They'll toss
Yeah,
you 10 or whatever, but then they'll do each one into the season pass system, right? So they'll
right,
do,
right.
I mean, almost kind of like how they do Sea of Thieves. There's some free ones they give you like every month,
Hmm.
but some are tied to the season pass stuff, right? So it's the same sort of thing. You unlock those sort of animations over time. So that's what I see happening in regards to that. So it's interesting. They show some of the customization. So like, do you see how they were doing customization?
Yeah, I'm letting some of that run through right now. I have more in depth stuff to show on GRG Friday, but yeah, no, I've seen all that stuff. I didn't listen to everything because I was in the process of doing other things, trying to
The
get this stuff
so the
started
way
and everything.
the way
So,
it works is they have what they call root armor.
hmm,
So it's a base armor set. I think it includes everything but the helmet. I would imagine the
yeah,
way it functions.
mhm,
So the chest piece that goes with it, the arm piece that goes with it, and the leg piece goes with it, right?
yeah,
And then they have basically it's just attachments that are just over the top of that particular style armor set.
yeah,
So the variables that you have, like let's say a belt that goes over your shoulder with a bunch of grenades.
mhm,
You know, some armor sets will have that, some armor sets won't. Right? It's kind of basic and it kind of throws it over the top. And I think the helmets are separate and visor color separate is how that works. And then any of them can have what they call prosthetics added to it. So
yeah,
any sort of Spartan can have that be added to it. So that's the general idea. And I think some of the armor sets, because the shoulder is an option now instead of a mandatory part of the armor set,
hmm,
and so some things that were mandatory now can be left off. So you can actually have a Spartan without any shoulder pads, like that sort of thing. So
right, yeah, and they also showed the samurai and all the variances
yeah, how it
that they
works. So
have. Yeah, yeah,
that was
and
the
it was really
example where
cool. Yeah,
that's where the example where they give you the root armor, right?
hmm.
And then everything that was in gray in that demonstration were the pieces that were
Were the pieces
module
that
that
can add it. Yeah,
add or removed. So like it has like a little kneecap piece pops in and out, that sort of thing. So you have like 4 different knee variants and that sort of thing. So it's super simple, to be honest with you. It's not overly complex. Where I think the complexity comes in the customization is the shaders, to be honest with you. Because of the way they have the layering system, the way to describe shaders, you're gonna be able to do really a lot with them.
yeah,
In regards to that, and so they're gonna be playing around with that. So I think that's honestly one of the reasons why I think they went with such simpler designs with the Spartans. So you don't have it cluttered with a bunch of geometry, and you have it all the basically the shaders. Um,
yeah. We're
you
showing that
know,
right now, where they're showing the battle pass. Yeah,
yeah, so that's kind of more or less what's going on there. So I don't know. I like the structure of. I think 343 does when it comes to the monetization slash progression of their games.
hmm,
Like I think they did loot boxes better than anybody else on the market. And it seems like when they're doing season pass, which is where the industry is trending now.
right,
Now that loot boxes, been abused by some companies and stuff like that. Gamers have spoken out against it. You're getting. I like their system. Like if you spend money, you can put it to any season pass you want, right?
right,
And have it go to that season pass. So if the season goes over, you can still have it apply to the past season, and that's kind of an issue with like older ones. Like let's say
right.
you
That's the problem with COD. That's the problem with Destiny. That's the problem with.
Fortnite's a huge one. Like
Oh,
let's
really?
say
Yeah.
yeah, so so they have a season pass thing. Let's say you wanted the John Wick skin,
Hmm,
right?
hmm.
Well, that season's gone. So how are you gonna how are you gonna get it? You can't, right? You missed out. But with the way Halo's designed, basically you can go back any previous season and just buy that season pass. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
And then go forward from there. So
Yeah, no, and that's and I like it too. Like I enjoy COD's battle passes. It's just that I can't stand when the battle pass is over or the season pass is over. That you can't go and work to get that other character, or if you want to spend the money to get that pass to get all that. So to have the option to go back and to get all that, and this is also where I think it's going to be really important for the nostalgia Halo fans, is because that the first armor pieces that they're going to have for the first two seasons, I believe, is going to be nothing but just love for the older
Classic
Halos. Yeah,
stuff.
for the classic
Yeah,
stuff. And I
like a
totally
small.
am fine with that. That's fine. And this also opens the opportunity for what I was saying. Like, look, there could be a potential to where they can add the ground pound and maybe boosters and stuff like that at a later for like those special type of like Halo 5 packs, because they was mentioning Halo 5 a couple of times within this preview. So I was cool with that, because normally Halo 5 is kind of looked at as the game that shall not be talked about, but they were talking about some similarities. I didn't see really the one thing that I did see that was really for me weapon wise from Halo 5 was how smooth that the needler was, because you remember in the older Halos the needler wasn't nowhere as deadly as it
No,
is in
well,
Halo 5. But so yeah,
they specifically talked about it,
and
and they
for yeah,
say, yeah, they're just like, "You should try out the needler." Like, they're just like, "It
yeah.
rips," basically. They're
The
saying
Primatine
it's way
Mist is
more.
gonna rip. I can't wait. I cannot
It's
wait.
they
That's
said
my
it
gun right
seems more
there.
deadly than ever, so,
Yeah, I love that
yeah.
gun. I loved it. I loved it. I love it. Even when it was garbage in the older Halos, but I still love that gun. I don't know why. It's just a cool ass alien weapon. But I did see some other. I see that they brought the Magnum back. It looks like. Um, I'm.
No, it's the sidekick still.
It's a sidekick. Okay, all right. It looks
Yeah,
good.
sidekick is gone through some revisions, aesthetically.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I noticed little things here and there, but it
Hmm.
is a sidekick, and so it's, I think in previous ones they talked about how it's gonna play. There's a particular style of pistol in Halo 5 that
Hmm.
it mimics very similar to that, is what they said, so but they didn't
Yeah.
talk about it in this one, they talked about it in previous, iterations, so.
Yeah, and also, Berto was asking the question. Did anybody in the chat let us know if you are inside, if you was a part of the Insiders club or whatever? Me and Don's been a part of the Insiders, the Waypoint for years.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I had to re-sign up, and then I opted in for the PC and for the Xbox. Didn't matter to me. If you want to try to do it off of the PC, you're definitely going to have to give them some information about your PC to make sure that it can run properly. And so I don't.
Well, it's more about, it's not so much run properly, they wanna test certain configurations.
Okay, okay, so
So, like, the whole point of that is they wanna know what your system is, right? Like, they
right.
wanna know how much RAM it's got, what graphics cards you're running, probably even brand of graphic cards. I don't know if that report would send that
I,
info.
I don't know if I don't know if it
It
did
will
that
say
much, but it
if
did
it's an
everything you said except
Intel.
for the brand. Yeah,
It will say Intel or AMD processor. It will
right.
notify him of what graphics card it is and what series the card is and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So they do want to try that stuff. They also mentioned if you run AMD, there's an update you want to do. Didn't go too much in detail, but if you
Hmm.
run, was it AMD GPUs? I think it was AMD GPUs is what they said. I
Hmm.
don't think it was CPUs, but if it's a
So if you has
GPU,
them rising chips,
but
so
yeah, yeah, but
gotta
if
do
you
it.
have AMD GPU, you definitely want to check for whatever update they were
Yeah.
referencing on that. So, or maybe even go back to the demonstration, not the demonstration, but the preview that they showed
Hmm.
today, and just see exactly what they're talking about. So,
Yeah. Did you see the so what weapon other than the needler did you look at that you was excited about?
that is a good question.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
sorry, Lady Foxfire. They said that they're going to continue to keep watching, to keep looking, because also look at your spam. And also because what the thing that's been the problem for a lot of people is that they didn't verify once they got the information, and so they need to go and make sure that they
you
even if they had changed their accounts or whatever, because if
It'll
they so that
say
yeah.
if you go to the thing.
Mhm.
and look under your insiders. It'll say green if it's been verified.
Right.
The email
That's
and all that
also
sort of
another
stuff.
thing
You're all
too.
green. You're good to go. I would say also another thing it will help you guys out, from what I understand too, is open your availability as much as possible.
Right.
But in regards to that, because if you're, be honest about it, of course, too. But if you're available for one of those days or that sort of thing, that will kind of help you guys out. And plus, there's going to be more of this. It's not just going to be
No, this is just the first one.
first wave, and it's
Yeah.
mostly meant around bots. That's what it's designed for. So,
So yeah,
um,
a little
but
Titanfall-ish, but these are going to be kind of like, to me, like Drivatars, like you was saying earlier. And when you said that, I was like, really? And then, of course, I was thinking of Titanfall. And then when they were breaking that part down, they
yeah,
they
so it's
also said
based
that there was
on
there was a level tier. There was different levels
yes, and it's
of bots that they're
based
going to
on
have.
real player behaviors. They said so. They
Hmm.
didn't really go into specific details on how they go about doing that. But it's based on real players' behaviors. So, whole idea with all this sort of stuff is to make them unpredictable as possible. So,
Right, yeah, they'll have it by different rank. You'll have like the grunt, the average type player. Then it'll go to another medium version. Then it'll go to the ODST version, and then it'll be the Spartan version. And the Spartan
yes.
version is supposed to be badass. So yeah, and then they also hinted that that the bots could actually assassinate you as well. So that would be pretty nuts. So yeah, so they're definitely going to be adding the assassinations to it. But for me, the gun, of course, the needler. But this gun right here that they're showing, man, this
Talking about the
it's
new one,
yeah, the new little like it's a
like the bounce shot sort of thing.
yeah, looks pretty dope, man. I'm more of a guy that likes the rifle and the pistol, kind of old school.
Mhm.
And I try to stay away from so many of those power weapons because I hated them in five, and like the power alien weapons, I'm awful with them. So I kind of try to tend to just work with some of the smaller mid range weapons. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that one has an alt fire.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
so it
like
has a
that.
spray that's vertical or horizontal.
Mm,
And think of it more of like a longer range shotgun where you can control the direction of the spray is probably the best way I can describe it. It almost reminds me of the Promethean shotgun. If that
hmm
makes sense, where you
hmm
can kind of like look down sights and it will shoot like more of a slug. Does that make sense? And less of a spray.
hmm
Um, in regards to that, it kind of reminds me of that, but you control the direction and it has a little bit of a ricochet as well. So that's why when they showed, I think the first gameplay demo where they showed switching the alt fire, so it bounce and scatter because you want it to scatter along the lengthwise of the hallway, right?
Yeah.
So you can better get a chance to get that shot and get that kill. So, and that one also has weird design language. I don't know if that is supposed to be how the Prometheans are going to look with this new art style, or if it's I don't know what type of weapon it is. Is it a banish weapon? Is it?
That yeah
Yeah, it doesn't
yeah
fit in the banish area and doesn't seem like it fits
that's the
into the Spartan
Promethean.
area.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so maybe it's Promethean.
So
Not
which means
quite sure.
if you got the Prometheans, the Banish, potentially the Flood, and then okay, so then they kind of gave a indication about Cortana took a break, I guess. You still got a lot on your plate, so yeah, you're gonna need all the help and weaponry you can get to fight this battle. So, but no, I think like we're just looking at the first part of this the tech preview where they were showing the very first gameplay, and it's just another thing that caught my attention was the once you the hitbox, if like for instance, kind of give you the indicator, oh, because that's something that I say all the
Like,
time, like, oh man,
like
I know I got the
where you hit them.
headshot, yeah,
Yeah, like
and
where
then
you hit them.
yeah, but
Gotcha.
it gives you the indicator that look, no, you thought you hit them in the head, you was hitting them in the chest, so therefore you will know to shoot or aim a little bit higher. So I do like that, and then on top of that, if they're still shot, then they're still going to glow red. So that gives you that the potential to go hunt them down, or somebody else, a teammate, can go ahead and take them out as well. So I do like that. Um, I don't know,
Yeah,
man. I'm really stoked about this. I knew that I was going to like it, but I'm really, 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 really
you
excited
know what
about
I'm
it.
more excited about, and it's not a feature that I would take advantage of, but
Hmm.
I like having a good opponent, right? Like
Right,
that's a big part of you played with me enough knowing that that's what I like about Halo,
right.
and it it gives you, I guess there's an option you can enable,
Hmm.
like so like you get killed, it gives you hints how to basically avoid that same situation that you just found yourself in.
Right.
And so, hey, they scoped you with this, or you made me think a little defensive. I'm not sure exactly what hints they're going to give you and that sort of thing.
Hmm.
But what's cool for me that raises that entry level player up to, like, say somebody like myself that's been playing a lot more Halo, in regards to that. So it just brings a bigger pool of people that kind of grow with the experience
Yeah.
quicker, and then it keeps them from being frustrated, right? Like sometimes people get a kill and they get killed and they don't know why they got killed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that will help them kind of adjust their play style accordingly. So
Yeah. No, I'm definitely. I don't know. Like I'm liking everything that I'm seeing so far. And then just the opportunities, the things that I know that should be coming through. Because if you got all of this content that's going to be coming to where you can customize your Spartan to the way that you want to, you know me, I'm going to be all about the Halo 5 armor. And man,
he,
look,
he- he's gonna be the only Spartan with a Billy D's mustache
you
on
know
his
what? I'm
Spartan,
gonna,
right?
Sam, it's gonna be right. Listen, I, it's you're gonna tell definitely. Um, the way that they got this set up is, listen, for the people that likes the old stuff, here this is for you. For the people who like the newer Halos, this is for you. If those, so that's why I was saying, look, if they show that, Don, then I think that you should be on board, because what the battle pass is going to do is going to give a homage to every Halo out there that they played, and it doesn't matter which one you loved or you hated. It's all about you and how you want to customize your Spartan. That to me is amazing. Now, okay, so I will say this: the one thing so far that I am disappointed about, and it's really minor, is the fact that you don't have the characters that you had in 5 to because they changed these loadout to some kind of bots that'll talk. There's different type. They look like little Pokemon, little things, little
Yeah,
glowing little
you talk about
orbs.
the AI. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Like
little AIs. Yeah,
there's two
that
different types of AIs in the Halo
yeah.
universe, and this is more of the basic AI. It's very similar to ODST, the AI that was there that controlled the city.
Hmm.
Very similar to that, in regards to where it's just like a real simple shape with some eyes, essentially. So
Yeah. No, and I was seeing my boy the Zinc in here was talking about the needler wasn't weak in the older Halos because they put an explosive clip, or they had a clip that where it would explode. It didn't have the same type of impact like the needler does in
you had to land a
4
lot
and
of
in 3.
shots.
Yeah, you
You
had
had
to
to have
land
a
a
certain land a
lot of
certain amount of
shots.
shots, and then once you load it up, and then it would ignite. In regards to that, so they played around with the hit damage per shot when he hit in the explosive damage between all the halos, and that's something they've always kind of. The rate of fire, they played around with that.
Yeah, the
Those are
rate
kind
of
of.
fire
I
is a lot more intense. They did it in 4. They did it in 5. I couldn't. I don't.
mean, they're
It
just
seemed
not
like
the
they did
same.
it in ODST too. ODST it had, but it still wasn't as impactful as it was in 4 and
Well,
5.
that's the thing they keep playing with is those
Right,
those,
right, right, right,
those
right.
particular things in
Mhm.
regards to that. So yeah, it's
That's it. The VK-78 Commando. That gun looks pretty dope. I
oh, you
think.
talk is that the one where it's almost like the clip is a sleeve. Does that make sense? Like it's
Yeah.
part of the gun, and then you slide it almost like a Nintendo cartridge.
Right.
Is
Yeah.
the
It was.
best way to describe it.
Yeah. It was pretty
Yeah,
cool. Yeah. I'm digging
that one
that
looks
gun, and
good.
I love the battle rifle, but that other gun looks like that might be the one for me. But of course, I mean, I'm always going to love the pistol. It doesn't matter. I mean, even as bad as the pistol was in what was it, two? It was two or three. I
It
still
wasn't
like
very
using
good.
it. Yeah, I
The 2
still
was
like
meant
using
for,
it.
like, dual wielding,
Right,
and
right,
and
right,
so
right.
they kinda toned it down for that particular, mechanic.
Yeah, so I definitely was looking at that. What did Zing says, yo, you needed the kneeler to beat it on legendary. And you also too, that was another thing as well, because of the dual wielding, that was the reason why, the kneeler wasn't as effective. And the dual wielding, still you still have to put a lot of lead into your opponent in order just to get those kills. But
Oh,
they
there's
always had the
something
bullet
I
explode shot.
there's something you didn't talk about I know you're gonna like.
What's that?
So they really talked about obviously, like, they're like, "Hey, the newest Infinite," the when you Infinite releases, it's about Chief.
Right.
But they specifically said, also, it's about your Spartan in this world.
Oh.
And so it's not so like they had an academy, it's about you evolving in not only
Oh yeah, I didn't listen
multiplayer
to
and
that part.
single player.
I just down. I
Yeah,
recorded it,
so
but I didn't hear that part because I was
yeah, so there's gonna be
gonna go back
more
and listen to
to
that
it. So
part.
they really want to expand the universe. That's the thing that
Mhm.
I got from it. And that's
Yes.
something both you and me both want from Halo. We don't want I like Chief. Don't get me wrong. I like Chief, but he's a little long in the tooth, man.
Right.
He's not walking like he used to anymore. His suit is it's the '70s model, not the late 2000s,
You saying
right?
it's the '70s Doctor Who model? Oh man.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like the '70s Corvette, man. It's just kind of what it is, right?
uh,
So obviously they want to grow from you. They want to focus on you being
Lumu.
the
That's what I'm thinking.
continuation
Oh
of the
no,
story.
that's hold on.
So
Oh,
instead of
rare
other
AI
Spartans,
models. That's what called.
go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I'm looking at them because and they have different names. They got one called Lumu, those AI, those rare AI models, or just those AI models. There's one called Butler, Lumu, and there's a couple of more. But the one thing I'll get back to. I'll let you get back to that. I just wanted to say my part that I was just pointing about because of the spark, because I like the female spark that you had, and of course there was Buck, and then there was the grunt voiceover that you had, and then of course the regular voice. I'm going to miss those. I hope that if they have the AIs, that they can still implement those same voices, like
Well,
of even all
they
type
made
of
it sound like they're
characters.
more customizable and
Right,
more
right.
personality.
Hmm.
So that's what they're basically saying, and you can tell they're gonna have some ones at launch, and they're gonna have some obviously it's gonna be part of the whole DLC packet sort of thing. You know what I mean? As
Right,
time goes on. So I mean that's obvious. It's a big part of it. So
right. The Halo 5 pistol was very good. It was the probably my second favorite pistol next to Halo 1. Halo 1 was Halo 1's pistol was OP as hell, but it was godlike because you didn't have to use a sniper if you didn't want to.
well, Bungie officially admitted it was broken.
It was a broken ass weapon, but it was amazing. Oh, it was
It's
amazing.
broken in the right ways. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, 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 right. But okay, but all right. So go ahead and finish what you was talking about with
No,
the.
no, no.
Yeah,
It's just going to continue around your stories.
I can't
He's going
wait.
around you. Yeah. Oh, Infinite Entangles, I believe is the name in the chat.
Hmm.
You're going to be seeing a lot more of me. There's going to be a lot more of the YouTube, a lot more of me streaming, a lot more of me and KMEGA doing random things here and there. You're going to see a lot more of me. So
Yeah.
hold on tight.
Oh
you,
yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, I think the evolution around your particular Spartan is going to be interesting, and I think obviously you're going to have the story with the chief, but I think they're going to have other stories where your Spartan meets up with other Spartans and
Right.
finds
It-
like red team or let's say or Team Osiris or what I mean that sort of thing, and then you're going to see those in I think DLCs. I think the DLCs honestly not going to be tied to multiplayer, but it's going to be tied to there can be like a package deal between campaign and multiplayer. That's the
mhm.
impression I got. They didn't really come out and say it, but that is the impression I got on it. In regards to that, with the little thing they spilled around it being around your Spartan sort of thing, leads me to believe that's kind of how they're going to handle continuous content. So
Oh, Blue Shell is over here talking about Don versus K Mega 1v1. How about K Mega, Blue Shell 1-on-1 or Don Blue Shell
well,
1-on-1? Can we get a
well,
little bit of that? Can we I'd
well,
rather see some Don and some Blue Shell. I mean, me and Don been doing this for a minute. So like I mean, we're sewing at the hip. You know what I'm saying? With
Well, I
also
was
with
thinking about
Xbot.
doing like for giveaways, we'll do custom matches where the community can challenge us
Oh
against the
yeah.
community, and then we'll set up the game type. We'll kind of lopside
I
a little
like
bit.
that competition.
We have
I
a little more
like
health,
that.
but
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
have 6 7 guys against us. We'll try to hold our own, and
Yeah, yeah.
whoever get the most kills gets the prize. I think
I
that's what I'm gonna do.
likes that. I likes that. I think that that is really good. So yeah, if you really wanted to pop my head off, you will have an opportunity to. Trust me. It's no different than like
We'll,
fight night when some people
we'll
try to
talk
come after me to
more
beat my
about
head
it. We'll
in.
talk more about it.
That
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
fun. Sounds fun.
It's like us versus the community sort of thing, and get you guys involved in that sort of stuff when we stream live. So, but yeah, I'm sure me and Kimmy will both be playing Halo Infinite.
I'm going to be
As
all
much as I have
over
my
it this
gripes,
weekend. I thought I was going to be playing a lot more Flight Simulator, and then of course,
plans changed.
yeah, yeah. But I was, and also the Ascent. But well, I got that invite. I'm going to be all over it because it's going to start. They say third tomorrow,
Yep.
so I'm. Man, I cannot wait. I am so stoked. I don't care if I'm playing against bots, everything else. Also, they said too, it's really important that you go in and you play because they really want to see how the game is going to react, how it's going to play around with when you're playing with the bots against the bots, and that you'll get what a unicorn ping, some kind of medal. And so it's something it's really special for the people who's going to be playing, and then they'll have contests, or not so much contests, but they'll have a leaderboard for how many people will be that can kill the most bots, or that when they have hopefully eventually the PvP, that how many who's on the leaderboard with that, who's been playing the longest, stuff like that. So they really want you to go in there and to grind out, not just show a couple of clips of it and then just say, "Yeah, I'm out of here." But I don't know. I'm stoked. I haven't played Halo 5 here in about it's been maybe about a month right now, close to a month, and so I've been jonesing to get back into the Halo, but uh, this right here is going to get me really really excited for the new one. And of course, I mean it, I don't know, man. It's been 6 years. It's been going on. It's going to be 6 years since the last Halo entry, and it's about damn time. I don't know. What do you think about that, Don?
Yeah, I mean it's been a long time for people that have been waiting for the new entry. In regards, to, I mean, how many consoles have we had since 5 came out? We had Xbox One S, Xbox One X. We've had, and then Series S and X. So it's literally like 4 consoles since the last Halo.
Yeah, no doubt. And
Yeah,
Friendly
from
Blue
that
Shell
perspective.
said, we will get destroyed if it's just us two versus the community. I mean, it is what it is. But I mean,
Yeah, I'll take my odds.
if I got that, if I'm playing, I get in those modes. I mean, there's times that I'll, because I jump around from game to game, but I've said this here for the last, I don't know, probably since
The whole point is not
we
for
found
us to
out
win;
about
it's for
Halo.
you
Yeah,
guys to
it's
win.
for you guys to win. So
Exactly. It's you guys are getting competition with one another to get the
yeah,
most kills against us.
yeah. If
That's
I'm
what it comes
going,
right now.
if I stay on the game and play it like that, I'm pretty dangerous. I mean, I say Don is kind of always consistent. I'm inconsistent, but if I'm on something for a long time,
I'm
if
pretty
I
much
stay
a
on,
wild card. I don't know about that one.
yeah, I don't know because you're more chill. Like I'm the rah guy when it
I
comes
don't
to
know.
shooters. I'm rah rah.
I'm pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't hold back. You know,
So Blue Shell, we'll be looking for that.
KMEGA gets a little irritated. He's like, "Quick, going in front of my gunshot."
Right, yeah. If I play mad,
Yeah,
I play better. That's my thing. So yeah, that's why I say
yeah.
I'm more rah rah. So yeah, ADG. I'm looking forward to it. I hope that most of you guys can go ahead and try to get that. And remember, don't be discouraged. They're going to keep on passing these invites out until Friday, they said. And on top of that, this is going to be the only one. So
The
there's
first
going
wave.
to, yeah, this is going to be just be the first wave. So I guarantee for if the people who hasn't got in already, they will definitely be coming in a second and most likely probably a third wave. I don't know. Do you think they'll have a third wave or they'll just have one big second wave? What do you think, Don?
This weekend?
No, I'm talking about like after this weekend. Do you think they'll have one or two more
Depends on what they want to
renaissance?
test.
Okay. Okay.
And it depends on what they're worried about testing up to scale. So I can't pretend I know all that sort of stuff. I knew it was going to be bots this weekend
Mm-hmm.
because before they announced it, you and I were having that
Right, like
conversation.
you say, you when you said driver tower bots, I was like, "Come on, man, what are you talking about?" Now and then I said, "Let me stop doing that," because every time Don say something wild, next thing you know, it happens. So I'm like, "Okay, all right, cool." And sure enough, right when we went on there, they talked about the bots. I said, "Holy shit, you got to be kidding me!" But yeah, so yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that's
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I knew that one was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen this weekend though. I knew it was going to happen,
hmm
but the rumor was this weekend. So
So
yeah,
what?
but
So what are you going to have your Spartan look like? I mean, full customization. Let's say this is already like a year gone by. What kind of vibe would you have your Spartan look like? And like what class or what kind of armor would he use?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really seen enough of the armor classes that I like. I don't think I'm going to have my Spartan have any prosthetics. Nothing against that or anything like that, of course.
hmm
But
hmm
I just for me personally, I want that. If I'm going to represent that, is going to be something more representative of me. If you get where I'm going with like that.
hmm
Um, I know I'm going to be really picky about the helmet. I don't think I'm going to have a lot of like the attachments. I don't think the attachments on a lot of the Spartans look what I've seen so far look good. They look like kind of hodgepodge and out of place. So it's just whatever the base armor is going to be with the color skin that I like, and then go from forward from there. But I think I'm going to stick with the same red outline with knowing your target.
hmm
I always play better when I'm firing against red. Just when it was red versus blue. So I'm going to keep the red outline just so it's easier for me to identify that sort of thing. But
hmm
we'll see from that. I know my bot's gonna be pretty sassy. I know whatever bot on the field that you have, it's gonna be pretty sassy. So
Is it going to have? The question is, will it have Xbox 448's voice though?
I really think there's gonna be probably a voice pretty similar to his voice. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, I want one I bought this. Oh, if they can do a crossover with a claptrap voice, that'd be great.
Oh my god. You silly.
That's the
Oh
only
man. You
that's the
know
only
what?
crossover I
I can
want.
see
I want
that.
a claptrap
I can
voice.
I can see that on PC as a mod,
Mhm.
especially in the Forge. And that's another thing that we didn't get to see yet is anything from within the Forge. We just saw this 4v4, which that's already got me hyped. And it's got me to think like, damn, Halo is really going to do something. 343 is going to really do something amazing with this and with what they
You
say
sure
they're
you
going all out
haven't
with
seen a
Forge.
map that was built in their forge already?
I don't know. Is it? I have no clue. No, you
I
gotta.
I have a strong feeling the map
Mhm.
that's playing right now, in the background.
It's a
And
Forge
this is
map.
I think that's a forge map.
Come on, man. They said this is a new map.
Yes, but I think it's a forge map.
Oh, that would be crazy of
And
how
we might we
good
might
this
we might
look.
we might find out later this was forge.
Mm.
I'm not saying it is, but it just has forge. It looks like it'd be very modular forge assets that you can put in. You get where I'm going with that?
Right, right, yeah. No,
With
that,
with a pre-done terrain, as far as all that stuff goes. Yeah, it just looks very forge to me.
well, that would be that would man.
You see how
Uh
everything's modular, right?
yeah, no, I know you're right. And that
And
was
if
one of the
you
things
look
when they said
look at the
when I
other
said
map
tonight.
that's the stand and desert, it's
Yeah.
not like that. Like,
No,
it's,
it's
like,
not.
custom, like, there's someone had to specifically model something for the layout of that map. But yeah, everything looks like, the boxes you put, the sandbags you put everywhere,
Mm.
all the aspects of this. It looks very forged to me.
Well,
Could be
that
wrong. We'll
I
see.
mean, yeah, no, we'll see that. I get it because when I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is a cool looking map. It doesn't look overwhelmingly like you know
It doesn't look like a showcase map
yeah, it
for
doesn't look like a
for
showcase,
them.
but it looks like, but it's a really cool looking map. The movability, it's a good size map as well. So
Yeah.
especially for 4v4. So you know what, you could be onto something. I don't know. I can never doubt you on any of this stuff because
Well,
I'm saying for nine times out of
I'm
10, you're
giving you
usually
my
right.
I'm giving you my serious face right now.
Oh, okay.
And I really think this is a forge map. If I'm wrong though, we'll find out.
Right.
But I wouldn't be shocked that like a lot of the assets you're seeing here are available in Forge. So
Yeah, because I mean we're looking at the other map right here, and it just has a different look to it compared to that other map. And of course they're supposed to, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You could be right. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you. Let's see what my boy Elite says. He says, I seriously hope that we see and get to play as Locke in the campaign. No, I have no doubt in it. It's just not going to be at the launch of because it's going to be primarily about what Chief is going to do. I think what they're going to do is do what Destiny does is have these separate stories,
you think
and then
you think you think
they'll
Chief's
implement them.
gonna die at the end of this one?
No, well, by the time that they're done with it, I
No,
do.
I'm just saying that's how they kick it off.
Oh no, that you know what that if they want people to hate Halo worse than some people hate Halo 5, that's all you have to do. I mean, because what this will be is another Masters
But
of the
none of them are
Universe type
three.
of situation. Well,
That's for the universe. They ain't He-Man.
well, no, but I'm saying how people are acting fool about that. So I no,
We're acting full about the He-Man thing on Netflix.
oh yeah, they're acting crazy because of what happened with He-Man. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
I've just seen all the way through it. It wasn't that bad at all. I liked it.
What I liked the hell out of it. I thought the
It reminded me
story
of
was
all the
good.
toys that I didn't buy, and then the ones I
Right.
wanted as a kid, and like they included
Yeah.
all of them, and it actually expanded the universe where it wasn't just some cheesy story over and over again.
Exactly.
And then how they end it, I'm like, damn, what's
like, yeah,
gonna
what's
happen
going to
here?
happen next? Yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
watch. I gotta
and
watch and
then
see what happens. Yeah.
and then what's her name?
Tila
Tila acted like totally like how a lot of gals I know would act, where a guy that she liked lied to him.
lied to her.
But
Right.
yeah, she would change her haircut, hang out with her girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it was a very, very believable story. As far as like a He-Man story can be, I think
I,
they did a
I
good
I
job.
thought they did a great job. But if they killed Chief like at the very beginning or did some kind of crazy stuff like that, then no, it would cause an uproar. People would lose their shit. I think personally, by the end of this will probably be Chief's last
So,
hurrah.
so you're saying
Yeah.
343 can kill? Sorry, 343 can't kill Chief, but Bungie's allowed to.
Yeah. That's pretty much
Yeah,
how it
that's the
is. Yeah.
standard. Yeah,
That's the
gotcha.
standard. Yeah, like 343 is looked under a microscope. Bungie can't do anything wrong. Um, you know what I'm saying? Hey, and see, Husk, I do not agree with that at all. That's where I feel that it is important for and we got to get into this discussion, I guess, before we get out of here, is and please, people in the chat, please let us know how you feel about it. But me and Don has been on the same wavelength on this, is that in order for the Halo franchise to grow, you have to have the support characters. And Locke had pretty much his own game, but he really didn't because Chief was there, but he was the frontliner. He was the face, and that people got pissed off about that because they thought they were going to replace Chief. That's not what happened, but you have to have support characters like Team Osiris, like the Red Team, like even characters within the Blue Team, Team
Well,
Tars,
I
all
think
these other things to go in there.
KMEGA are from
They
a
have to do
different.
this.
We're cut from a different cloth. I think we're cut from that generation where like we're always looking for the latest music. We're looking for
Right.
the latest whatever, right? And the
Right.
technology is constantly changing in front of our eyes. Like we've seen the biggest change and the biggest leaps in technology in our childhood, right?
Right.
So when we see like things like we saw, Star Trek have Star Trek Next Generation, all these different things where things expanded, right? And the universe got bigger. And that's all I want for Halo. I just want the universe to get bigger. I don't want to literally have to read a Halo novel to get into more of the lore of Halo, right? I
Hmm.
want to
Hmm.
play the lore in a Halo game. And unfortunately, if you're still stuck with Chief all the time, your depth of your story can only go so far.
Right.
In regards to that, I want to get to know other things within the Halo universe.
Right. That's why.
So,
Listen, I know that, and there's a lot of people making a lot of great points right here. One, for instance, of course, our boy Blue Shell, and he's heard us talk about this numerous times. Is that, yeah, the problems where the problems with Halo 5 is that first they called it Halo 5 instead of just calling it Halo Guardians. I think that would have been better received. And
yeah.
also if they gave a better background of Tulak, and then how did he even get Team Osiris? No, I totally agree. Listen, I loved Halo 5 for the reasons that I've always said. I've liked the black protagonists. I think the people of color protagonists. I love the diversity within that group because it's the most diverse Spartan group out there. And so to me, I feel all of that. I will not ever deny that there was parts of the story that was missing or that was lacking. That's why even though I love Halo 5, I can't put it up there as my number one Halo because it's not. I say Halo 2 or Halo 4 or Halo Reach, any one of those three are my number ones. It's to me it's the fact that you cannot have a universe by just having one person. Listen, even Superman has the Justice League. You got Buck Rogers, but Buck Rogers even got Twinkie, and the rest of the people on Buck Rogers. Like I understand they got the namesake, but it's still, even with Luke Skywalker, you still have to have Han Solo, Princess Leia. You have to have Chewbacca. You have to have support characters that can hold their own and that can have their own shine. And you can't. Even though I understand that it's a video game and things should be a little bit different. No, what they want to do with Halo is make this more of a saga that branches out like Star Wars, like Star Trek. Like you can have your favorite commander or your favorite person in Star Trek from the very original, Captain Kirk, or I guess the guy from what was it called, the Enterprise, which I could not stand the Enterprise. I hated the Enterprise, but I loved, of course, the original. You had Captain Kirk, Captain Picard, you had Captain Cisco, you had Captain Janeway. Then I guess the stuff with the Paramount, which I haven't watched any of those. I
And
need to watch
then,
those.
and then some of those are going to be swings and misses, and like
Right,
I
and then
said,
there's
right,
people that like Spock more than anybody. So that's the thing is to me is why not have Halo have that same type of vibe? Like people love Buck, why not? People love the I can't think of old dude's name right now from Red Team. Jerome. People love Jerome. So why is it that people have this fascination that if Master Chief goes, Master Chief just has to have the perfect swan song in order for him to be proven to be the martyr that he is. It's just like what they did with Tony Stark's in Endgame. He helped build the MCU, but they let him go out as a martyr, as a person who saved the universe from the ultimate tyrant. What's wrong with that? Captain America is out. Now, of course, with this whole new timeline with Loki and all that stuff, that's a whole other different discussion. But to me, it's just more the thing of that at some point that you have to grow from one character or two characters, which is a Master Chief and Cortana, in order for the franchise to keep moving forward. I've said this, and I'm gonna fall on that sword for that.
I don't think
That's
there's a
the
sword to fall on there. I
yeah,
mean, it's
yeah, yeah,
I mean, there's so much more to Halo than just
so much
Master
more.
Chief.
Right,
Like, obviously, we played with that character for an extra period of time, so I can understand the attachment, but doesn't mean you can't have other flawed heroes. You know what I mean?
right,
Like, does that make sense? Like
right.
that are interesting and bringing more to the table. I think my biggest criticism of Halo 5 from a story perspective is they should have left Chief entirely out. I think it should have been Team Osiris because you would have a whole entire game,
Story
uh,
dedicated to them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, get to 4 characters, which is a lot for a Halo game if you
Mhm.
really think about it. Because most of the time you play a Halo game, you're one character the whole entire time, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, the exception to that maybe was Reach, where you played the character, but you get to know the other people in that on that team.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Chief should have just
essentially
got a cameo. Now, I love the premise of that you can use both, both teams, Blue Team and Team Osiris. It's just that at that time, Microsoft,
I should think
what
it should have
their
been 2
management
games.
was awful.
I think it should have been
It
2
should,
games. I
I,
think you
and I
should
and
have
I I would agree. I would
you
agree.
you
I
should
would
you
agree.
could have played Lock the whole entire first time. You're like, "Why are you chasing down Chief?"
Hmm.
That would have been the carrot that you hung in front of him the whole entire time, right? And then you release, like, say, point Halo 5.2, right?
Right.
And it could have been a whole entire game from Chief's perspective,
Right.
what's going on, and it creates this conversation and around that sort of thing. So, I think there just wasn't that non-committal, like, just wanna know all the characters. That's the thing, it's like, I wanna know all the characters of Team Osiris. The Blue Team, I wanna know about Blue Team.
We
I
don't
don't
know
know
enough
shit
about. Yeah, you
I don't
got.
know shit about
Yeah,
Blue
yeah.
Team
You
unless I read all the books,
read the books,
right?
read the comics.
Yeah.
Catch some crazy show off of something off of some dark deep web anime. I don't know, like it just like I mean, no, just tell it in story form, like I say about what they do with like if PlayStation does anything really well with their characters, they give them a lot of depth. Master Chief has only got true depth in Halo 4, which was a 343 game. Three story was good, but that's because of the fact that the game was good. Halo 2 was fantastic. But that even though they had all that turmoil, that story was more filled out than anything. Reach's story was filled out fantastic. And,
Yeah, I mean, Reach is a good example of where
yeah.
you're playing a new character,
Yes.
and you're
Yes.
introducing to a whole new team, and then a friendly neighborhood shell is asking about like a spinoff. No, I honestly think Halo 5 should have been Team Osiris. I really do.
Right.
And it was just a bit about that story, and then they could have introduced a new Halo in between, like what we're getting now here in Infinite, and that because what you would have gotten is you would have got a more flushed out story with all of Team Osiris,
Mhm.
and so you get more of attachment with the characters, and then
Right.
when you go to Chief's side of the story, right, and you have a full game with Chief and Blue Team, you get to know Blue Team.
Right. No, no, I
And
totally agree. Yeah, no,
yeah, that's
no, Xbox and them,
oh,
whoever there was about Bonnie Ross and them, even Bonnie Ross and them admitted that they screwed the pooch with it. They rushed it too much, and because of all of the hate that was being generated behind just the Xbox launch, which he goes back to a whole nother different can of worms with Don Matrick and the rest of them. But this is where they can make it right. And I have to say this as well is that I think, and I don't think anybody would ever complain if you're going for what you're saying, right? If Halo 5 was just was just Halo Guardians, not Halo 5, and you kind of you had a bigger in depth story from what Team Osiris, know more about Locke, and then they had a DLC of Blue Team without Chief, mind you, in it, and they're trying to find Chief and they're trying to do this, and all of a sudden, here you get to Halo Infinite, and then you bring Chief, or which was the best scenario, and I apologize, I can't think of who told me that it was fantastic. I won't ever say that I stole that. I will never steal that from that dude because I was like, oh, that would have been dope. It's after Halo 3, once he was put on ice, Halo Chief was in no other game until now Halo Infinite. And then at that point, it's like, oh, that's God's here. That's God's here. Because at that point, what you did is that you've built up characters that people can get familiar with and can like, or may not, but there's character building right there that
there's
sets up the
out of all
universe,
those
and then you bring back the main guy
out of
for
all
for
those
this one,
characters,
shows you
you're
that
gonna
oh
find
shit's about
something
to
you
break
like.
loose.
You know what I
Hmm.
mean? If you have, Blue Team, you have Team Osiris, you have somebody you can be able to connect with,
Right,
right?
right,
That you like out of that group, you know what I
right,
mean?
right.
So, yeah, I mean, that it's all water under the bridge. I mean, it's
Mm,
Halo 5, and
yeah.
I actually really enjoyed the game and the campaign
Oh yeah, I
of
love the
Halo
game.
5.
I love the game. I love Halo 5. Oh, love
But
everything about it.
yeah, well, Infinite's around the corner. I think KMEGA is going to be playing it tomorrow. We'll see if I get an additional email about tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how it goes in regards to that. I might be playing Halo 5 tomorrow. I don't know what's going on. So, um, yeah, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Is there anything else you want to cover
No,
on
I
this?
just want to just say here, like, man, look, you know, I don't like the terminology from people that's saying, well, you know, Halo is back. Halo ain't never went anywhere. Halo 5 was successful. Halo Wars 2, it, you know, of course, for a game like that, for that type of genre, it did fairly well. But what Halo has done is brought you one of the best protagonists that we could ever ask for in the Banish. If it, and all we want is just to make sure that they do it right. And for me, it's just kind of like, yeah, yeah, no, that's fine. Chief can go ahead and go and bang with some of these low level Banish, but when he's dealing with generals and higher ups from the Banish, then Chief is going to need help. And so you know, so the story thing is when we find out more about what's going on in the story, we'll get into more in depth in that. But for the multiplayer, the things at first that I feared, then I kind of settled down and I was like, nah, man, they can't revert totally backwards. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why they made the Master Chief Collection, is for those who loves the nostalgia and want to play those older styles. Halo has to go forward with what they've already presented, with more fluid movement, with the things that people got accustomed to, that did like the Halo 5 multiplayer. You just cut back on some of the things that was a little bit too competition friendly, as we could say. So, and that's fine. I can live with that. So, but yeah, I am very stoked for this. I think 343 is gonna get a lot of praise for this, and I think Halo is finally going to have the naysayers shut the hell up, because of the fact that um, it's going to be free to play. It's going to rake. And it's going to be on PC. It's going to rake. It's going to be amazing. So I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait for tomorrow so I can stream this. I'm really stoked. So what about you, Don?
I'll probably be a little bit more excited
Right.
in regards to that. But if not, I'm sure I'll get my time on the game when the time's right, one way or another. And I'll get even if I'm critical, I'm always going to give any game a shot if I have a remote bit of interest in the franchise. So Halo, I've been invested, so I'm definitely going to play it. I just don't know if I'm going to like it as much as I liked 5. And
Uh,
that's
yeah,
a
I mean,
tough
well,
one.
everybody has their favorites. I mean, listen, there's going to be some moments, most likely, where we'll be looking and like, damn, I wish I could have, like, I'm like right here, right here. If there was somebody right there now, ground pound his ass, like, bow, get him, and you know what I'm saying, but or just come in and shoulder charge him. But the thing of it is that the game, it still looks fun. It still has the it still has enough for me to say that the game is not backwards. It still has it still has that evolution. It's just it's a reboot, but it still has the thing of the things that made the things that what makes Hello great, that can go forward and make it for where even younger players can jump in and really enjoy it. Because like I said, if it didn't have any run, you power jogging all the way through it, that's not going to attract any young players. They'll be playing Apex and Fortnite and all types of other shit. So anyway, all right, guys. Thank you so much. Don, where can they find you at?
Twitter is a good one. They can also. I'm trying to get the follows up on my Twitch. So I'll drop a link in the chat with you guys here. So if you want to follow me, great. I would greatly be appreciated. But if you want,
Your Twitter handle is in the description, so if people want to check it out, it's definitely in
yeah,
there. So
yeah, there
okay.
you go. Yeah, absolutely. And then yeah, leave comments down below, guys. Let us know how you think about these impromptu things that me and Mega do. And also, Devin the Gamer will be probably up on your channel in a couple days.
Yeah, it'll be up and on Spotify and iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, all that. So yeah, you can definitely come check us out.
Absolutely.
If you can listen to us, because yeah, we did Devin the Gamer earlier today. Kind of light. The topics were lightish because we haven't done it in a little while because we've been busy doing other stuff. But yeah, we getting back into the filler things, of
It
course.
could be
But
our
yeah,
longest episode, I think.
yeah, one of them, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it was not a short one,
Yeah,
for sure. But definitely catch it on your channel later, and all that sort of stuff. And I'll be streaming some sort of game. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. So just keep up to date what's going on. So
yeah, no doubt. And as for me, thank you for coming to the channel, and showing the support. If you have not followed or you subscribe to the channel, please do. It greatly appreciated. It definitely helps out the channel. And for everybody who has here recently, and for people who's been supporting me from the very beginning, man, thank you so much. It means a lot. It definitely does. And big shout out to Sleepy Goblin and to my boy Jay Bash. What I'm saying, for the wonderful the community is just wonderful, man. Just what I'm saying, just doing the most. Sleepy Goblin hooked me up with Samurai Warriors 5. I'm definitely going to be streaming that. I've been wanting to play the hell out of that game. And but it just wouldn't fall into the budget. It just couldn't. So but the Sleepy Goblin hooked me up, and then Jay Bash, he was talking about this game, and then all of a sudden I see everybody else talking about it, and then I seen Rand Arthur post about, because he likes indie games, and that was the Death's Door. And Jay Bash, he hooked me up with that game, and it's already Game Pass. So thank you, Jay Bash. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna have to definitely play that, show some gameplay, let people see me in action doing that. I'm hearing really fantastic things about that. And then, of course, there's Flight Simulator. And then there's The Ascent, that I think comes out later on tonight or tomorrow, which Ascent has been one of the most anticipated games for me since last year. So that's plenty to play. And then, of course, the beta or the beta test. But Halo is going to be king. Halo's king. I'm going to be on there Halo, but I'm definitely going to get a little time with these other games, man. Thank you guys so much. Check out Fight Night Sundays on Twitch, KMEGA 405, also GRG every Friday night. We're still doing the bringing in the classic cats. That's been a part of the GRG family. Xbox 448 is going to be on, because he was, believe it or not, he was one of the original members for GRG, Triple Cup Chuck, and then Livewire. Those guys supposed to become, so that's going to be a wild ass show, because you never know what Livewire this hell is going to say. So I don't know. I got to find me for my soundboard. I might have to find me a beep button just to beep him, calm him down or something, or a dolphin whistle or something. I have no idea what the hell Live is going to say. But other than that, check us out this Friday night, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, 2 a.m. GMT time. Guys, thank you so much, man. It was amazing. Love talking about Halo. Flight Simulator is serious, man. I've never played one. It is so in depth, and a game like that to be on consoles shows the power of these consoles, but it also shows how serious Microsoft is on bringing this quality ass content, because it's a quality game. There's no doubt about it, hands down. So everybody have a good one. Thank you so much. We are out. Peace. Woo! Oh man, I don't have. Oh, hold on. I think I got that person. I think I got it. I think I can put it on here. Yeah, I got my. There we go. Get on out of here. We out of here. Peace. Oh no, it's not. It's not on here. Oh, that's on my other
what are
stream.
we talking about? This one?
The
No.
Dawn of Dryness?
Yeah, that's it. We'll take that. All right, the Dawn of Dryness. No, it was a picture of a.
The Dawn.
That's it. All right, we're